Hey there YouTube, this is Mr.Lubufu, and I'm really sleepy. But the Shadows of Innistrad trailer just came out, so I'm going to give a little bit of a breakdown. If you haven't actually seen the trailer, I'm going to put a link down below in the description, so check that out. I'm going to be hopefully using it to, or I'm going to be talking about what happens in the trailer, and then the theory that's going around with the trailer. So go check out the trailer, then come back here. And this is roughly what happened. So the trailer starts out, building up a dramatic tension with an angel's feather that's flying around, blah, 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 artsy, artsy, mamby-pamby stuff. And then we start to see that the angel feather turns to blood. Now, this is a representation of what I think Soren's blood magic. Now, we know that Innistrad was not a particularly pleasant place before Soren created Avacyn from who knows what. There are theories that this undoing of blood magic is representative of, okay, there's like 5 different theories on this. The most popular one that a lot of people think is, Nahiri the Lithomancer from one of the original Planeswalkers that imprisoned the Eldrazi. She went to Innistrad and she had some sort of altercation or something with Soren, and then she became Avacyn. Soren created Avacyn, or created. We know Soren created Avacyn, so Soren created Avacyn from Nahiri. And so this sort of undoing of the blood magic, turning the angel back into blood, could be representative of Soren going back and undoing whatever spell he did on her, or something breaking down, some sort of breakdown of what happened. For those of you that don't remember, right during Avacyn Restored, which, well, it was a terrible drafting format, there's a whole bunch of story that goes on with it. Gristlebrand dies, all the werewolves change into wolf-eater or human, but one or the other, there were no more werewolves, and then the angels brought peace because Avacyn came back. So it's unlikely that we're going to see the return of werewolves, but if Avacyn is no longer a thing, like Soren's blood magic breaks down like the trailer implies, then we go back to the Innistrad of Innistrad and Dark Ascension rather than the, oh look, everything's happy, hooray, of Avacyn Restored. So we're going to get back to that gothic horror type of thing. It then changes to a symbol, or the symbol of Avacyn's church, right? The symbol of Avacyn Restored, the symbol of Avacyn, was mounted on several houses and churches and the like. And then you start to see the trees wither, and then the top of the church or the top of the building, or whatever that symbol, it might even be a gravestone, warp. Now, some people are being like, oh snap, that means it's Emrakul. But if you read the player's guide from the Fat Packs of Battle for Zendikar, here's a direct quote. Quote, in contrast to the utter desolation left in the wake of other titans, Emrakul doesn't affect rocks, water, or other inanimate substances. Her passage is marked by the warping of living things, whether they be plants, animals, or sentient beings. Whereas Kozilek is more the type that I think would be the one that would affect these sort of things. He's the Titan of distortion. He warps reality and distorts perception. So maybe we were seeing it get warped, but maybe that's not necessarily the case. Now we know from the Uncharted Realms stories that there's this imagery being represented over and over and over again with when they talk about stories about Kosi and Ula, because the Zendikari, when the Eldrazi were first there, saw their power and thought of them as gods, and so then, as the passage of time evolved, they became, they're the representation of gods. And Kosi being Kozilek, Emeria being Emrakul, and Ula being appropriate to Ulamog. And the way that most of these stories tend to go is Kosi like convinces Ula to do something. Ula goes and does it, and then something bad happens, and then Kosi always comes out on top. Like that's the general structure of the story. So Kosi, me and Kosi, like maybe. I mean, we've seen from the Ugin description of how the Eldrazi work that they're not that they're like parts of the same being, sort of. But what if it was Kozilek's goal? Because we know at the end of Battle for Zendikar, um, Ulamog, like, or we know roughly like the storyline as far as we know, up until up until where the player's guide from the Fat Pack is, they trapped Ulamog in the Hedrons, and then Obnixilis broke the Hedron network so he could get his Planeswalker Spark, and then he left. That's the extent that we know. But maybe this was Kozilek's plan. I still think that Kozilek is somewhere on Battle for Zendikar. There's numerous amounts of evidence from like Turn Against, Herald of Kozilek, that sort of thing, that maybe Kozilek is underground somewhere, and that he distorts reality, right? He has a weird mental sort of presence. So the fact that people think that he's not there may not be necessarily true. So maybe there's Eldrazi in Innistrad, or is that might be too mad, tinfoil hat like. But that's the basic breakdown of the 47-second trailer. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna go back to studying for my PhD exam because that's on Tuesday. And if you want to see more or just talk about this more, check me out on Twitch.